Hi, everybody. I'm Melva Peters. Welcome to Stamping with Melva. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Canada, and I thought I'd jump on and do a fanciful card with you today. Normally, I come on at 1 o'clock on a Sunday, but today I'm coming on a little bit earlier just because I have a conflict. So starting this week, I'm going to switch it up and come on at 12 noon Pacific on Sundays. I still come to do lives on Tuesday night and Thursday night at 6:30 p.m. Pacific. And so I hope you'll join me then. So first of all, if it's the first time you've found me on YouTube, welcome. And I'm glad you found me. And if this is not your first time, welcome back. And in either case, I hope you'll take the time to subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you'll actually get notified when I go live. Or when I post a video tutorial, which I do on a regular basis. So I made this diagonal fold card last week on my Monday night Zoom class. And I thought it would be fun to make it using the Blackberry Beauty product suite, which is new in the mini catalog. I've only just got this product suite because the designer series paper wasn't available for a while, and it is now available. And so I now have the product suite, and it is just so pretty. It's one of those where I think you have to see it, and then you'll realize how much you love it. So let me switch over to my desktop, and I'll show you how to make the diagonal fold card. All right, first of all, I've got the catalog. So this is a mini catalog, and it's open to the product suite. So it's on page 44 of the mini, and it comes with the stamp set, which I have here, some great sentiments. I just love this font, and also the type font. It also comes with the dies that I don't have handy, but the dies cut out. I'm actually not using the dies. I'm using the scallop contour dies instead on my card today. It comes with a few other things. It comes with the shimmer vellum, or sorry, gold shimmer vellum, which I am going to use on my card. Some designer series paper, and I'm using this particular one. So pretty. The colors, polished pink, blackberry bliss, rich raspberry, early espresso, cinnamon cider, and gold. And just so pretty. It is a specialty paper, and so it does actually have some gold foil in it. What else? Oh, and this is the gold shimmer ribbon. Just again, so pretty. It comes with an ephemera pack, which I'm not using today. And so, yeah, some great things in this suite. So let me show you. First of all, let me show you quickly the card that I made on my class the other night. So this I've used the counting sheet. So this is the diagonal fold card. So I'm going to use the suite. The Beauty of Tomorrow suite for my card today. So I have grabbed a piece of rich raspberry and also a piece of the designer series paper. This is cut 4 inches by 5 1/4. So you'll need a full card sheet, piece of the cardstock of the rich raspberry or whatever you're using. It will make 2 cards when you cut it on the diagonal. And so I'm only going to make 1. So you need also a piece of designer series paper that is 4 inches by 5 1/4. If you are watching live, please leave a comment. Let me know you're watching, where you're watching from. That would be great. I've got a piece I'm using very vanilla. So that's for the inside of the card. And then I've got a piece. I'm going to cut some labels using the scallop label dies for the front of the card. So that's what those are for. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to bring my trimmer in. Now, probably the trickiest part of this whole card is cutting, because it is hard to cut on the diagonal. So what you want to do is, if I take my piece, so you're going to take your piece of cardstock and you're going to cut it along this diagonal. So that's probably the hardest thing to do. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to score this at 4 1/4 all the way. And I'm also going to score it at 5 1/2. You're going to need those score lines anyway. And that will just help us do some cutting, because you're not going to be able to cut the whole thing at once. So I'm going to take, let's see if I can do this. I'm going to take and put the point in my, in the track. You probably can't see that. Let's see if I can bring this. So this point is I'm going to put right in the middle of the track and the bottom point as well. And if all goes to plan, that should mean that the cross in the middle where I have scored should be exactly in half. Now, of course, my scoring blade got in the way, so I'm going to have to take a pair of paper snips and just snip the end. So yeah, that worked pretty well. So that is probably the trickiest thing to do if your trimmer is like mine, and the Stampin' Up! Trimmer just isn't quite long enough. All right, so let's just take a missed a piece there. Let's just take, there we go, and just a snip at the top. Okay, so now I've got my piece. As I said, you can make two cards from this piece. So plan for that. Now, because I've got all this scored already, I'm just going to take and grab my bone folder and just put this in and score, and just use your bone folder to crease along those fold lines. I haven't used rich razzleberry in, gee, a long time. It's been a while since it seems we've had some paper that, all right, I've got this going opposite to how, actually, where I want this to go. There we go, had it right the first time. So this, I love Blackberry Bliss, and I also love rich razzleberry. Like I said, I haven't used it. Okay, now I've got my piece of designer series paper that is cut 4 inches by 5 1/4. So this is going to go like this, but I'm going to switch this up, and I should have cut 2 because I need another piece. You're right, I wasn't thinking there. Let me grab my other piece because I want to switch up the designer series paper. Let's see. Let's come out of the track. There we go. All right, so we'll cut this at 5 1/4. Now, you can actually put these 2 pieces together. If you want to use the same designer series paper pattern on both sides of your diagonal on these 2 triangles, then you don't have to use 2 pieces. But because I want to switch it up, I am going to use 2 pieces, and I cut them both together. Just wanted to make sure I cut them the right way. So again, I'm going to put the point of each of the corners in the track, and I'm just going to take and cut my designer series paper in half on the diagonal. Right. So then this piece goes, let's see, which way do I want this to go? I'm auditioning to see. I think I want it to go like that. So I'll save those for that other piece. Now I'm just going to use, multi-purpose liquid glue, just because I'm putting these on and it's kind of a funny angle. The multi-purpose glue, liquid glue, just gives me a little bit of extra time, wiggle room to get it in kind of the right spot. I don't want a ton. I don't want it oozing out all over my card base, but this is just going to go like that. Isn't that pretty? Okay. And then this piece will go on the bottom. like that. Okay, so now this piece of Very Vanilla, I debated about whether it was Very Vanilla that went with this best or Basic White, and I ended up with the Very Vanilla. So that piece will go on the inside when we're ready. And then I've got a piece of Very Vanilla that I'm going to stamp on. So I'm going to use the Scallop Contour dies. So I'm going to use this one to cut out the gold shimmer. And I'm hoping, I didn't test this out. Yeah, this one to cut out my sentiment. So I'm going to stamp this sentiment, and I'm going to use this big sentiment here. I haven't even opened the stamps. Let's see if I can quickly put the label on. There we go. Good luck. So I'm going to stamp this in Rich Raspberry. So when I'm stamping, when I've got a fairly big block, I tend to stamp from or ink it up from the top. I just find this block is kind of awkward because it's almost the size of my hand. So I find it just easier to, oops, that's the wrong one. So I'm using the second largest and third largest of the dies. So I'm just going to use just a piece of Post-it note tape on here and at the bottom just to hold this in place. And my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine is off to the side, so I'm just going to cut this out. And then the big one, I'm going to cut out of the shimmer vellum. Right. All right, so there's my two pieces cut out. The shimmer vellum, you won't be able to see, maybe you can kind of see how nice and shimmery it actually is. It's really pretty. So if you've seen the other shimmer vellum that we have in the catalog in the in colors, this is the same but in gold. So just another nice option for instead of the foil. All right. So my plan is to put this. So it's going to be a fairly simple card. I'm going to use dimensionals to adhere this on. I'll put some ribbon as well. I've got the gold shimmer ribbon, so I will figure out where to put some of that. These scallop contour dies are probably my go-to dies these days. And so now you just want to adhere this to either the top or bottom of your card base so that you can open it. I think I'm going to adhere it to the bottom. So we're just going to put some dimensionals on the diagonal across here like that. That should be enough to hold this in place. So we'll line this up with that. Oops. Yeah, I'll just take my my bone folder and just really give this a good crease so it will stay closed a little bit better. There we go. All right, now I think I'm just going to tie a little bow out of this gold. Today hasn't been a great day for bow making. For me, I've had all sorts of issues in my videos, but this one seems to be a little bit better. Okay, I'm just going to tie a little bow. This is such nice ribbon to play with. It's got enough, I'm not sure what the right, enough stiffness, I guess. I was going to say meat, but it's got enough stiffness that it holds its shape really nicely. I think we will just put this here with a glue dot. Like that. So that's the front of my card. Now I just have to do the inside of my card. So I think what I'll do is take this little flower label. Oops, over there. Label. Doesn't take long for me to make a mess of my workspace. And that. I'll just stamp this on the inside using the rich raspberry ink. That. And I'm not going to stamp a sentiment. I will leave it so that I can write a nice note inside. And we will use. All right. So one of the tricks with Stampin' Steel is it does go back into its roll. So you want to roll your wrist, and obviously when I last did it, I didn't roll my wrist. So I have quite an exaggerated rolling of the wrist so that my Stampin' Steel doesn't, hopefully doesn't flip back on itself, because then you have to take your finger and trim this and use this on the inside of the card. Don't want to waste this pretty, so I'm going to trim it to about 1/2 inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch. Oops. Like that. Now I've got 2 pieces, one for either side, either card I make, so we'll put that one over with the other supplies for the second card. And I think I will just put this at the top. Sure, it's there. There we go. And we just put this at the top, like that, just to give it a little bit more detail on the inside of my card. There we go. I really like that. I'm glad I decided to play with this suite. Hope you like it too. Hope it makes sense to you. If you have any questions about the card, please leave a comment. I'm happy to answer your questions if something I did didn't make sense. I hope you try it out, and I hope you'll check out this new suite. Again, I think I said it was on page 44. So it's Blackberry Beauty is the suite, and the stamp set is Beauty of Tomorrow. So yeah, I hope you take a time to check it out. Thanks for joining me today. Again, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. You'll get notified when I do videos. I will be live again on Tuesday night at 6:30 Pacific with a sketch challenge. and then again on Thursday night at 6:30 with a card or a technique. So thanks for joining me, everybody. Have a great day. Happy stamping.